Hey guys, hope you're having a great day today. My name is Daniel and I'm the High Mileage Helper. On this channel, my goal is to be able to help you learn more about the RV transporting industry, as well as give how-to videos for your truck and give recommendations along the way. And so if this is our first time meeting, just consider subscribing, hitting the like button if you get good value. And so in today's video, we're going to be talking about something that can help your steering at a fraction of the cost of replacing some major parts. And we'll get right into the video. So before we get into the installation of the actual part, quickly just want to talk about why it's important, what you're going to be gaining back from installing this, and then is it worth the money? And so first off, your steering is vitally important to you. Being able to navigate on the road accurately, being able to know exactly when you turn this wheel this much, you're going to be going this much to the right or this much to the left. Having slop in your steering is a dangerous thing. And so as you very well might know, as we have more and more miles on our trucks, we have more wear and tear on all components. And so as that happens, things wear out, things get loose. All components get loose, they get worn out, and over time it can become a real problem. And so this problem that we're addressing today is the amount of play in your steering shaft from your gearbox to your steering wheel. So what this does is replace the bushing that goes on either side of the U-joint that's in the middle of your steering shaft. And what that does is it tightens up the steering in your steering wheel, as well as you'll have less lag all the way down to the wheel. So you may have just replaced your whole steering system, your suspension in the front, and you still have problems up in the front. You turn the wheel left and it sort of swerves a little to the left. It has some play in it. That's just what it is. And so what this does is corrects that. It's very difficult to show you, but I'm going to try to on camera be able to show you what's actually going on, and hopefully maybe to help you test and see if you have this problem or not as well. And so without further ado, I'm just going to show it to you real quick. These are the bushings that you are essentially installing to your steering shaft. And so here's a little picture of it. You might not be able to tell, but here's what you're actually going to be looking at underneath your steering wheel, down by your pedals. It comes in there. This hole right here, this is going to be where you're actually going to be putting these into on either side. There's one here and then one on the other side. And so being able to do that is what's going to correct some of your steering. Now maybe you have other steering problems and this can't fix everything, but you're going to gain back that accurate, that tight steering that you once had when the bushings inside there were operating and working like brand new bushings. What this doesn't do is this is not a permanent fix for forever. These are aluminum rings, aluminum bushings, and this is going to do the best it can for a temporary fix. Getting a brand new steering shaft would ultimately be the answer, but those are hundreds of dollars to get OEM, and then to get aftermarket, it's even more. And so if you're not wanting to shove out that much money, or you can't, but you desperately need to get the steering tightened up, I would say this is the way to go. Shoving some rubber hose in there and cutting it off and hoping that will work, that's a temporary fix. There's a guy who, I'll put the link in the description below, that's what he did on his truck. He literally just went and got some hard rubber and got the right size for it, put it in, cut off the ends after he got the part in there, and the rubber wears out, guys. So this is the next best thing besides getting a new steering shaft. And so this from EMF, they deal mainly here with Dodge Ram steering components. So they give you the full instructions in this, what to do, how to do it. There's a tapered side and then a regular square side. So when you're tapping it, putting it in, you need to make sure the tapered side is actually supposed to fit inside. It's able to be able to fit correctly. And you can take your whole steering shaft out. You don't have to. They say it takes about an hour to pull it out, an hour to put it back. You don't have to do that. I'm not going to be doing it today. What I'm going to be attempting to do is using a C-clamp to press them in. They also advise that you could use a tie rod end puller to be able to press these in. And so that's an option for you to do that as well. We'll go ahead and show you how to do it. So here we have it. We have the old plastic hose that I tried to use that worked for a little bit, but eventually just kind of stopped working for me, and got loose again. Just kind of got eaten up, you can see. It's pretty rough, but so that's what we're going to be replacing today. Before that there was just nothing there, so we'll be just replacing with these and getting into it and show you what's going on in there. So here we are below. I've got as much light as I can get down in here below the steering shaft, and you can see right there that one on the left side is there, but the one on the right you can't see. So what we're going to be doing is just one at a time getting these put in. So I'm going to start the truck, I'm going to turn it to where it's easy to get to, and go from there. So just to give you an idea of what's actually happening, why this needs to be replaced is as I turn the steering wheel back and forth, you can see that rod in between there, the U-joint, is not moving perfectly with the actual shaft. So there's some play in there, and it needs to be corrected in order for you to have a tight fit in your steering. So that's what we're actually changing. That's what we're fixing today with this, short of actually getting a brand new steering shaft. Okay, so as you can see, I've got the first one in there, just started with hand tight, just kind of pushed it in there. It fits perfectly. You probably will need to use your C-clamp or possibly a small hammer to be able to get this to go right. And I'll just be doing this one first and see how it goes. The company does call for red thread locker to be able to keep it in there secure. I'm just going to be using some duct tape or something else, not the actual red locker, to keep it in there. But you can do what you want to do with that. But the main thing is just to keep it in there securely and to go from there. Okay, so I just used the C-clamp, just kind of pressed it in there. Went fairly easy. It's got plenty of resistance to it, but I got one side in, then we'll go to the next and finish up. So I've got the second one pressed in there. Both are in there pretty securely. From here on out, you just decide how you want to keep these securely in there. They're pretty snug in there, but go ahead and decide what you want to do, whether the red thread or something else to wrap it, or whatever you want to do. But this is just a good way to, a cheaper way to be able to securely keep your steering shaft still operating without having to buy a brand new one. All right, so with that being said, that'll wrap up the video for today, and I'll put the link down in the description for you to be able to buy this as well. It's about $10, and then the shipping is $15, at least it was to my house. That's pretty ridiculous in my opinion, but a $25 fix that will solve the problem, that's going to be a major thing for me, in my opinion. And so it's valuable enough for me just to have those parts that are already pre-made, ready to go, and it's a big help to me. Just knock those in and be set to go and not have to worry about this till someday, maybe actually buying a new steering shaft. And so hope this was a help to you, and we'll catch you in the next video. Stay safe, God bless, and we'll catch you later.